Hi, this is ABRSM Grade 1 Theory, question 1.3. So this question is relatively easy to answer, especially if you can draw out your rhythm tree. So this is something that you could do at the start of exam on the blank pieces of paper that you're allowed to take in with you, or it's something that you can do when you get to that question. But basically, before you even look at the question, we need to start drawing out a rhythm tree. And by that, I mean we start semi-breve, and semi-breve splits into two minims, and each of the minims splits into a crotchet. Let's see if we can get all those there. And then each of our crotchets are going to separate into our quavers. Now we can go further if we want, and we can go to semi-quavers. But for today, I'm just going to go for quavers, but you can just carry on. And of course, they would separate out into semi-quavers. So now, how to work this? All right, so the best way of working this is, if I look at the question, work out some numbering system first of all. So how many semi-breves go into a semi-breve? Silly question, but the answer is 1. How many minims go into a semi-breve? The answer is 2. How many crotchets? You can see how many are going to fold up into the semi-breve. So there's 4. And how many quavers are there? You can count them all up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8. Now, if we were to go further to semi-quavers, there would be 16. So it's a mathematical pattern that it's good to write out so that you can see it. Okay, and now let's have a look at the question. And the question says, how many quavers are there in a dotted minim? Well, we don't actually have any dots on our chart, but that's completely fine because we know that the dot means add half again. So we can do that later on in the question. So the first is, how many quavers are there in a minim? So what you're going to do is you're going to find your minim and you're going to follow the branch all the way down to the quavers, all the way like that. Okay, now we have 4 quavers in a minim. We know that for a fact, so that's part of our calculation. And now we're going to add the dot. Now the dot means half again. So we've got 4 and we're going to add on half again, which is an easy peasy calculation. Half of that will be 2. And so we have a total of 6. So there are 6 quavers in a dotted minim. Okay, now, next question. How many crotchets are there in a semi-breve? Okay, easy peasy one. We're going to go and find our semi-breve, which is there. And we're going to follow it down and cover every single crotchet that folds up and branches up into the semi-breve. And then we're going to count them, but in this case we don't need to because it's already there for us, and the answer is 4, so we get to give that a tick. Easy peasy. Don't forget, write out your tree and make sure that you use your pencil to cover exactly how many quavers and semi-quavers there are, and if it's a dotted note, you just do it with the note without the dot, then you add on 50% again. Easy peasy.